home bosses, and a very warm welcome to our second part of our video series on how to publish your first low content book on Amazon KDP. So we looked at several things in our first video, and we now come to the point where we need to open our Amazon KDP account. You have to have an Amazon KDP account to publish your KDP books, and it's very easy to do that. So you need to go to kdp.amazon.com, and then you will see the screen that you've got in front of you. And on the right hand side you see that there is a sign in button, and you can either sign in with your existing Amazon account. So if you have an account already with Amazon, maybe you are buying things from Amazon, or maybe you are selling on Amazon, so you can use your existing account. But you need to know that your KDP account is a separate account from your normal Amazon account. It's just that you can use the same login. If you don't have an Amazon account, you can sign up with the button below that. So either way, you have to click on one of the buttons and it will take you through some questions that you have to answer to open up your KDP account. But it's all very straightforward. And you just have to set up how you're going to get paid. So you need to have your bank account details. So once you have your Amazon KDP account, you can get started. So let's have a look. Where can I get ideas for books? How do I start? How do I publish my first book? Maybe you don't know exactly what you're going to make, what kind of book you're going to make. Maybe you are thinking, I really have no idea where to start. What do I even produce? What can I create? Well, don't worry. There's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of inspiration absolutely everywhere. And I tell you how I do it. I love going into bookstores. So to me, going into a bookstore is like going to Disneyland, because I love books and I love looking at books, and you can just get so many ideas. So check out your large bookstores. I know that that's not possible at the moment with lockdown and, not everywhere is open. But as soon as you can, have a look at your big bookstores and have a look through the books and get inspiration. And if you can't do that, go on bookstores online. So whatever country you're in, your biggest bookstores. Maybe it's Barnes & Noble, maybe it's Waterstones, maybe it's W.H. Smith. Whatever your bigger bookstore is in your country or in your area, check it out online. Or just check out any well-known bookstore online. It doesn't matter what country you're in. And the other thing is, check out Amazon. Amazon has so many books already where you can get inspiration from. I just find that Amazon, because it's where you're going to be selling your book, it's a really good place to do your research and to check. But sometimes it's nice to have a look at other places, because sometimes it just, there's something different in other bookstores. So all of those three ideas are good places to start. So I'm just going to show you what I do when I go into a big bookstore. I always take my phone with me, and when I see a book that looks interesting, I take a photo. So I take a photo of the cover. And sometimes if I like a particular interior, I open up the interior and I take a photo of that as well. And I have had so many ideas from doing this. So when you go home and you look through the photos, you can immediately think of something similar that you can create. For example, if you have a look at the first picture, it's a notebook, it's a ring-bound notebook, and I know we can't make them on Amazon KDP, but we're just getting inspired. We're not going to produce the same thing. We're just getting ideas. So the first photo is a notebook that says Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, blink, Monday. So basically it's saying that the weekends, Friday, Saturday and Sunday just go so quickly. It's like you're blinking and it's gone. So it's quite a nice little notebook, a bit of humor, and humor is something that sells very well. So you could have a very, very simple cover just like that, you know, not the same, but you're inspired by this and you can make something similar. Never copy anything, because that is, that's copyright infringement, you know, and you can get your account banned. So don't copy something, but you can get the idea from somebody else. So if you have a look at the other pictures, there are a lot of little diaries. You can see just from looking at the covers that flowers or floral covers are very popular. They have that in common, a lot of them. So you get an idea and you get a feeling for the kind of things that people want to buy. So we have decided for the purpose of this video that we want to produce a notebook because, like I said in my first video, notebooks are very easy to produce compared to other type of low content books because they're just a lined interior. And like I said, I'm giving you a lined interior free. Just take a look at the link below the video. And it's already made for you, so you don't have to worry. But they're easy to make as well, the lined interiors. And in future, once you've done a few lined notebooks, I hope that you will progress to a little bit more complicated books, because lined notebooks still sell. They're still good books to produce, but you shouldn't have too many of them. Amazon is already crowded and saturated with notebooks. And we don't want to add to that. We want to improve and get better and make better quality books. But to start, I really suggest you start with a notebook, because that will show you how to do it, how the process works. And it's just easier to start with a notebook until you learn how exactly this all works. This will take time. It will take a little bit of time for you to learn how to do this. Don't rush. Don't feel that you have to produce a certain amount of books in a certain amount of time. That's not the case. Just take your time. Do the best thing that you can do. Produce the best cover. Produce the best interior that you can. However long it takes you to do that, it's better to produce a good book than producing 10 bad books. So, you know, just take your time and don't rush. Don't feel that you have to do this quickly, because it will take a little bit of time for you to start earning money with this. But if you produce good books where you have put a lot of thought into them and you've put a lot of love and work into them, they will sell better than books that you are producing quickly just because you want to put a book out there. That's not the best way to do it. So just take your time and do your research. But start with a notebook, because that's easy to begin with. So what kind of notebook can you produce? You will have heard a lot of people talking about niches. What's a niche? Well, a niche is something that a person does for a living, like a profession, or it's something that they like to do as a hobby. Maybe they like to play football, or maybe they like to play golf. Maybe they love cats. So you're looking at people, what they do for a living, what interests they have. Because the reason we do that is people buy gifts for people. So when you're looking for a gift for someone, you think of the person and you think, what do they like? What are their interests? And that's the decisions that people make when they're buying things. So we want them, when they buy our books, we want them to be targeted to what people like. You can think of professions or hobbies as possible niches. And like I said, niches basically are what people do or what people like doing. It's what people identify with. So this is what many people will choose when buying gifts. So, for example, consumers will buy a book targeted at a teacher, a cleaner, accountant, etc., or a golfer, football player, cat lover. They will buy it as a gift for someone with those interests. And where can you get ideas for those sort of interests? Well, there are some print-on-demand websites like Redbubble or Etsy or Love Layla Designs. That's a really funny one, by the way. And I always say humor sells, so have a look at that one. And there's TeePublic and there's Zazzle. So any of those websites will give you ideas. So now you know where to get ideas. Try some of the other websites that I mentioned, like Redbubble, Etsy. Redbubble is actually very good because you can filter by best selling, so you can have a look and see what's popular. But that is basically how you find ideas for your notebook. So once you decide on what you want to create, maybe you want to create a notebook for your grandfather or for a grandfather, make a decision on that. And once you've got that, then we can continue with our next steps. So in our next video, I will show you how to validate your niche. So I hope that you found this useful, and please subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you can get updated when the next video arrives. And I hope to see you soon. Stay safe, and thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care. Bye-bye.